In this section, we'll be discussing a digital logic controller. Note on the front of this controller, there's a number of different little screw turns. One is a timer for delays, and timer 2 is for holding. If we want to delay it from going on or off, we would use this timer, and if we want to hold it for a certain period of time, we use that timer. On the top, there's a series of small digital dip switches. These switches will only be moved with the small screwdrivers that you've been supplied with so that I can turn them on or off. They don't take a great deal of pressure to do that, so you do it very gently. The important thing about this controller is while using it, never touch those dip switches while it's powered. Power must always be off before you move a dip switch. Now let's take a look at how it's programmed. You'll note on the program chart, here are the various functions that you can use. We will only be talking about the on-off, the on delay, the off delay, and the one-shot. To program this controller device, you'll notice that it goes across the board this way. Those that are underlined, as you see here, are factory settings. And these are the settings that you're going to always want to go to at the beginning of every class lab program. Simple on-off means switch 1 is on, switch 4 off, 5 on, 6 off, 7 on, 8 on, and 9 and 10 will always remain off and on. You will not use 9 and 10 at any given time. The farthest you will go is number 8. If you wanted to change to an on delay, which means to slow it down from beginning its process, you will put the switches as shown, on, off, off, on, off, on. So you follow the chart and you will get these different types of functions on the logic controller. This logic controller will control both infrared sensors, fiber optic sensors, and ultrasonic sensors. Now that we've looked at the programming of the logic controller, we're now going to hook up a sensor to it so that you'll get a better idea of how it works. If you look at your pages 35 through 37 in your optics and sensors manual, it'll give you a further description of all of what we're talking about now. So once we hook this thing up, we have now connected a infrared sensor and a couple of sounding devices and lighting devices so that you know it works. So as I turn on the logic controller, you'll notice that once I approach the sensor, this is in an on-off mode. So when it sees something, it goes on and off. So basically that's your first control, programming logic control in your book. And so if you follow those charts very carefully, you'll be able to therefore vary the different types of outputs that you're looking for.